Alright guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Now, this is the most consistent we've been. 2 videos coming out in 1 week. So we're going to be doing a 42-minute back workout today. And I'm going to show you again how we're going to use our strategy within this time frame to get the job done, to still create enough stimulus to create hypertrophy and cause hypertrophy, but also high calorie burn per minute, because if you're chasing fat loss, this is what you want to do. You want to be the most efficient with your time in the gym, because more than likely you've got priorities elsewhere. So that's what it's all about. So we're going to have a good session today, get a good pump, finish with a bit of biceps, because otherwise just the session doesn't count. And we're just going to go straight in there, get it done now before we start the day. As you can see, pretty tired, but we're getting it done Thursday morning. Big day today, lots of meetings on the Thursday. So yeah, we need to be in a good headspace and set ourselves up for a good day. So I don't know what we're going to start with yet. We're going to get the plan out and we're going to go from there. Okay, so we're in the gym, 42 minutes on the clock, back workout, you know the score. Right, that's counting down. Okay, cool. So the setup with today, a little bit differently to what I normally run, because time is on the medium side. I'd love to have, you know, a good hour and a half probably to spend in here and just enjoy myself, take my time. That's what I used to do when I was, you know, focused fully on bodybuilding. But the way things are now, I'd rather have a little bit extra sleep and just get the session done. So that's what I've done. I made sure that I'm just going to squeeze it into 42 minutes, which is more than enough time to do this. So yeah, one of the better ones, because last times I think I've literally shown you like a 20-minute session and a 30-minute session. So today we're at 42 minutes, plenty of time. We're going to start off with a bilateral movement, so both arms, not to complicate things. Reason I'm doing this is because I just feel like it's a much easier way to get warmed up quickly, get a few working sets in before we will then go and isolate the lat. So this is not going to be able to take it to the complete shortened range, I would say. So if you're trying to fully shorten the lat, we know that you can't really do it both arms at the same time, because one of the functions of the lat is to have a little bit of spinal flexion. So yeah, to be able to do that, not spinal flexion, sorry. I don't even know what the term is. I can't remember what the term is, it's too early for this. Oh, that's going to bug me. It's that movement anyway. The terms have gone. So yeah, to be able to do that, obviously you can't do both of those at the same time. We're going to start off just few dynamic movements in the shoulders, and actually doing the exercise you're going to do as well. Best way to warm up sometimes is literally by doing the exercise you're going to be doing. One of the weird things that I've always found compared to what is optimal, and I actually hate using the word optimal now, because I feel like everyone talks about trying to be optimal all the time. But when you're warming up, I used to try and do the minimal number of reps to save energy and not get fatigued before my top sets. But what I used to love doing, like absolutely love doing, very similar to like Kai Green back in the day, older school bodybuilders, I would say, like Arnold, Roddy Coleman, you see them when they're warming up, they're not just doing 1 or 2 sets per rep going up, they're doing like 10 to 12 each time, even though they're warm-up sets, as in not to failure. And I feel like that just builds up so much more of a pump sensation, definitely prepares the joints a lot more for what you're going to be doing as well. So if you are getting any joint pain, I would not just do the 1 or 2 reps on my feeder sets moving into a big set. I would make sure to really do like 12 reps every single time. Feel that connection, feel that muscle working, feel that pump before you then, you know, actually go in for your top set. Try that out, it'll make you feel so much better. Yeah, so plan of action today, I'm thinking, when I design a back workout, it's always about training the muscle short first. So when I say that, you're still taking it through the full range on all of the exercises pretty much, which is where people get confused. But when you say training the muscle short, it's just where you're focused more, like why are you selecting that exercise? I'm selecting this exercise now because yes, it's going to be more lat based, but is still allowing me to get a good connection throughout the whole thing. That's why I'm doing it first, just to warm up today. Usually what I would do first is the second exercise we're doing, which is the Nautilus pull down, because it's unilateral. Like I said, get a bit of lateral flexion on there, and then you're going to be able to get that full sort of contraction. And that peak contraction is going to be a struggle later down the line in the session, because fatigue kicks in and it just becomes more difficult. So middle of the session, we always pick an exercise or a couple of exercises. It's going to be more overall, not really biasing like the length and shortened, anything like that. That's where I put my fun movements in there as well, if you want to shift a bit more weight. And then back end of the session, when everything's fatigued, just think about it. Where the lat is strongest, when it's lengthened, that's where we are going to have the last bit of fun with. So I want to make sure that I'm picking exercises that is really exposing the lengthened range and not really worrying too much about getting a peak contraction at the end, because more than likely it's going to be a struggle unless you go very light. So yeah, that's the plan. Takes a while to loosen up first thing in the morning. Oh shit, that up. Whoa, that's one way to wake up. I know you're not going to compete on stage, but always used to think about that back down bicep shot as if you're leaning back, be as big as possible. Every rep you're hitting that shot as if everyone's watching. Makes a big difference. All right, we need to go and get the headphones, and I'm not going to leave you out here because you'll be all alone. So don't know what to say though. I haven't been vlogging for a while. It's weird with YouTube, like it's one of those things where you can see on my channel how the stages in life change. Because I started doing this since I was like 16, maybe, something like that. It's a long time ago. 25 now. And to be fair, if you'd have said back then that all of what I wanted to come true would have come true, we're at that level already. But now I'm here, it's like always searching for more and like nowhere near satisfied. Still the same feeling of nowhere near what I wanted to be as when I was back then. But if I'd have known, like the goals back then would have been less than what we've achieved now, which is crazy. So I've accepted that I'm just never going to be satisfied, and that is what it is. This is my office. It's pretty cool. I like the desk. Pretty smart. Straps, sit you down there. Yeah, my training, right, it's not been like, it's been weird because I've had to try and find like a new groove with it. Best office in there, and then in here some nice offices. So I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it does the job. Nice little whiteboard setup. It's like a nice little place in here because obviously everyone that works with us at PB is not required in the office because it's remote work. But I like a team environment, so that's why I wanted to put these together to try and make sure that if they want to come to work, you know, I feel like when you're working in the house all the time, it just never separates your life from work. So at least we can get together in there then. The only issues with that is like when it's remote work, then no one's ever in at the same time. So the reality is, as much as that's what we wanted it to be, if it's not really a massive benefit to it, I'm not going to say you have to be in for the sake of it. It's just piecing together. Like we're very early stage in terms of where we're at with PB. We're bringing out a lot soon in terms of the gym as well, and what we're going to be offering as coaches to the gym. So a lot more coming locally for people, which I feel is definitely needed because a lot of people do need help, and that's the biggest thing that people forget. You think that all the information is out there online, but it's really not, and people don't follow what we follow. So you may be into fitness, you may think that everyone knows what you see, but they don't. You have one or two conversations in the gym and you realize quickly that people still need help, and that's why you need to do what you're doing. So I think we're ready for a first working set. We need to go into it now because I've talked for 10 minutes. So let's get the ball rolling. One full stack a day keeps the doctor away. Okay, yep. Oh, that's not bad for full stack. Still at the 20 rep mark. Still going. Woo! Okay. Depending on your strength level is usually the biggest factor, I would say, for how many sets you should do, how much volume you should do. Even if your execution is on point, I still believe you can get away with 3 sets, unless you then start to creep into that very strong range. And that's when you need to start cutting the number of sets down, which is the opposite to what people think. How much you bench, bro? If you're still benching between 60 to 100, I don't think that you need to just be doing 2 sets. I think ego is the biggest thing that holds people back, honestly. And that's with everything as well. So business, that's one of the hardest things. You can go down a path with business and start earning a lot of money per month. You may have set your business up the wrong way, as I learned. And it's better to cut back, reset the foundation, so you can build a bigger empire. I hate the word empire now. But you can. But you need to let that ego go. You can keep scraping away because it's going to pull you in more money short term. It's not going to be good long term. It's not going to allow you to go where you want to go. That's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. So one more set of that. Okay, so as you saw, like with these ones, my tempo isn't like ideal at all, like not 100%. Not as perfect as it could be, but sometimes I just like shifting weight. I just enjoy this, and for me, making sure the enjoyment factor is up there is what's going to make me get out of bed and go down to the gym. If I'm just doing the most optimal way of training when I'm not even fixated on hypertrophy or growing right now, like why would I be doing that to myself if it's not my favorite way to train? Me, I like a bit of fun. I like a bit of heavy weights. I like a bit of intensity. As in the techniques we use, gotta make sure the fun's there as well. Back offset, a little bit more control. Right. Okay. Time does fly, mind, when you're having fun. Unbelievable. I'm gonna bring you into the Nautilus room because we are going to do the Nautilus pull down. Right, this is a prime example, right? And another lesson to myself that when you talk for too much, like I did with you, that's 18 minutes gone. Is that? Yeah, 18 minutes. Right. When in reality, I could have done a lot more with that time. I know it was the first set and the warm-up set as well, but I've proven to you already, like you can almost do a full session, well, not a full session, but you can do a good session in 20 minutes, and I've done 1 exercise, 2 sets. This is what I'm on about. The majority of what we do is like cutting down this talking in between and just showing you what you can do in that time frame. Whereas now, I'm forced to almost do that same thing again, where we've got limited time and we're gonna have to get the job done. But luckily I'm warmed up. Okay, top tip for the Nautilus pull down as well. When you're doing any unilateral movement in the gym, make sure you take smaller rest periods, but in between every arm, or every side. Instead of like doing one right arm and then straight into the left arm and then resting for like a minute, 2 minutes. That left arm is always gonna be, you know, under a bit more fatigue, not gonna be as quality, as good. Should be a stronger side going second anyway, but that's something to think about. Just take the time first before you go into it. Do one quick feeder again. So for reps. Okay, first working set. Okay, definitely overshot the weight on that one. That was what, 4 reps. But that's what I mean, like I enjoy shifting a bit of weight, and as you'll start to see again, or anyone that can even scroll back and see the Journey Bodybuilding series, the weight we used to shift on a regular basis, that's what it's all about for me. I just enjoyed that. Like competing was a byproduct. That's what people don't realize. I just loved the training, obsessed over the training, obsessed over how much weight I could use, obsessed over the intensity. And then the results physique wise was just a byproduct. I think if you fall in love with the training, you're gonna find it hard to be out of shape. Fuck, that is heavy. I'd actually be curious to know, anyone that is still watching, what's your actual favourite back exercise? Because when I was younger and I first started, the first time I had access to a row machine, I was like, wow, this is amazing. The pump was good. When I'm up for it, I think barbell rows, that's a good one. Because everyone thinks you're going to deadlift and then you're like, nah, I'm rowing this weight. I'm rowing your deadlift. You gotta put your mind to it. Ooh, this is the one. Juicy pump, let's go. Yep. Ooh. Oh, and squeeze. Oh, that's it, keep it there. Yep. Oh. Once you lose that connection, it's like, it's gone, man. You gotta leave it go. And that's what happens. I feel like people chase the stretch on an exercise like this. Once you raise it too much, you elevate that scapula, you are not gonna get that back. You are not gonna get that back. And even if you do, you're gonna cause too much, you're gonna cause damage. Yeah, your rotator cuffs are not gonna be liking that. Keep your scapula depressed, locked in, on the lat. Keep it juicy. Right, left arm, let's go. We're gonna have to bring some supersets in, I think, after this. And nothing to it, but to do it. Ooh, yep, that's the one. Ooh. Okay, that's nice. So what are we gonna do? We're actually gonna do the prime row, supersetted, with some pull-ups. Nothing technical about the pull-ups. The reason for them is because I want to be good at pull-ups. So if you've got a problem with that, say it to my face. I see people on this machine all the time loading it up loads. I really do think that if you leave your ego behind, and I even said this to myself when I was bodybuilding, you don't need a lot of weight on this machine. It's designed in a very, very clever way that it exposes your back. Everything's supported. You don't need to lean back, use momentum, use your hips. Just lock yourself in and just use your back. Oh, it's a good feeling then. You're able to protract and retract on this one. I just want to make that clear as well. I was specifically talking about the lats being involved. When you're protracting, you are bringing in your rhomboids, lower traps, and that's what you want on this. Oh, that's good. That's another thing people forget as well, is like time under tension, right? So if you do 10 reps really quick, pumping back out, pumping out, probably gonna do you a similar sort of good as doing 3 or 4 reps or 5 reps, like very slow and controlled, and actually lighting everything out, feeling it throughout, no loss in load or force throughout the whole thing. We may have to do that, it's a bit of a technical one, but when you actually show the force going through a movement, especially dumbbells, because people think dumbbells are just fixed. For example, if I'm lateral raising 15 kilo, if you actually show the amount of force that is still active during the whole movement because of momentum, it lightens the load so much, and then it really hits you as well as you get to the top and as things slow down. It's something to definitely think about. We're gonna go straight into it. One thing to think about on this one is pressing down before you initiate the movement. It's gonna light everything up for you. Still haven't seen anyone else, right? If you're able to do 5-6 plates and do it like that, then I'll be mega impressed, but I don't think many people can. Not when you're literally taking all momentum out of it. Right, some pull-ups, let's go. Oh. Oh. That's a tough one. Okay, straight into it then. Honestly, if you do that properly, I don't understand how people do it. That machine's pretty brutal. Nothing left. Nothing left. Let's go get a bicep pump. I'll be back. Gonna finish off before I do my press ups for the day. Still got the challenge on the go. We're gonna finish off with some bent over dumbbell rows, which is a light weight I've got, right? So it's gonna be really slow and controlled. And then I may just pump it out, but then we're also gonna do some dumbbell curls as well, just to get a good bicep pump to finish. Then I'm gonna do my press ups, then I'm gonna use the standing desk with the incline on treadmill to just get some cardio in before the day starts and get back to any emails or messages that's pretty urgent. So yeah, which nothing is ever urgent. That's what I keep telling people. Like, unless the whole thing is burning down and something's really going wrong, there's never anything urgent, because I feel like little things like that disrupt people's workflows. I'm trying to make sure that everything is set up in a way where people only get like disrupted if they seriously need something now that's preventing them from just cracking on. That's urgent as well, by the way. Otherwise, things can wait, and there's other tasks you can crack on with. That's something that I'm learning not to do to other people as well, in a way of respect. I don't want to just walk in and just disrupt someone in the team just because I want to know something, when I know they're probably deep in something, and that's just going to pull them out of their flow. If anyone's worked in an office space and you've had a manager and you know they just walk in anytime, how much does it annoy you? That's the thing that I'm trying to make sure it doesn't happen with what we're doing. So anyway, let's crack on. Okay, let's get some biceps on the go. Do some hammers to start. Yeah. Yep. Just to warm up, 4 minutes to go. Just to let you know, this session is not so much about teaching you what to do, right? This is me showing you just me and what I'm doing right now. I am going to be bringing out some videos to show you the ideal way of setting this up in these certain time periods. So we will have it all pre-planned. Like, today is more like a vlog, to be honest, where I'm just kind of showing you what I'm doing and what I'm getting on with. But for those of you that don't have the past experience that I do, I'd rather just map this out for you so it's something you can actually follow. There's reasoning behind it that I can quickly explain, rather than sitting there for 10 minutes talking when I'm meant to be training. So that's a mistake I've made today. We live and learn. Okay. How long we got? 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes left. We're finishing with a bicep pump. I'd actually be curious, right? How many of you actually are following this because you've watched before, any of the videos before? Comment below. I'm just curious who's on here, because I started this challenge so many years ago. Or are you here now because you're looking for something that's more time efficient? That's it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we can squeeze another one in. We got less than a minute to go. Why don't we just get some curls in to finish it? Alternating curls with some hammers to finish. Okay. Oh shit. No. Okay, that's it. That's the one. We're done. Okay, I hope you've actually enjoyed this video in terms of what I've talked about, and hopefully it's helped you. Anyway, I'm gonna crack on. Got some press ups to do. If you see one of the posts with massive juicy biceps doing the press ups, it was after today. But yeah, we're gonna crack on now. It's just about 5:54. So we're gonna do our cardio. I'm gonna get that done and ticked off for today. Making it efficient because I can do that while still working and doing them. Like I said, when I say working, I mean low level tasks, like setting myself up for the day, making sure that everyone's tasks are on point, making sure projects are on point, like puts my mind at ease. Anything that we've got coming up in terms of marketing, internal, external, a lot of it is just getting my head clear so that I go back, have a shower, come back here and just crack on with the day from about like 7:30. Yeah, I'll be out of here by just before 7. Go back, shower, pick up a meal, straight back down, and we'll generally be in work then. Most days, especially when I've got calls booked up, will be till 7-8 p.m. So that's how my days run. Because I had a comment the other day from someone that said, why are you acting like a CEO that's running like a £1 billion company? Because you can't get 15 minutes spare in a day. And I was like, any small startup will be working more hours than those guys, because you have to do everything yourself. Then you start building a team, and then you start working with them, but you're still managing everything. So it's very, very hands-on, a lot of time trying to find the most efficient ways of doing things, the best systems for doing things. It's all a learning curve. It is what it is. You've got to enjoy it, because I think it goes on for too long for the ones that don't enjoy it to last. And luckily, the journey is what this is about. Like I said, the end goal, the end destination, the goalpost always going to move. But if you enjoy this, you love it for what it is, then yeah, you're going to do really well. So I hope you have a good day, a good week, and I'll see you soon. Subscribe.